down, because the only reason Spurs are not relegated, in my opinion, is because West Ham United and Nottingham Forest have not also been picking points, and those are the two guys who are likely to pick points. If they begin to pick points from their next fixtures, Joseph, we have a Tottenham Hotspur side that could go down, with Harry Redknapp being the latest person to add his voice to the debate on the chances of Spurs getting relegated from the top flight.
Well, I think the signs are, have been there for a while. And again, I don't think anybody will look at Tottenham Hotspur and not feel for them, at least. That is not to say the quality of what they have currently is not still.
It's not good enough.
Yeah, maybe what you would expect in terms of some of the performance consistency and even game by game results maybe could have been miles better with some of their really talented players out injured. But it gets even trickier with Igor Tudor. His job at this point in time is try to stabilize and get results. However, it doesn't. I think that is where before they appoint him. But you look at a manager with healthy CV in terms of where he has been, not particularly for what he's done or what he's won. The only thing is basically one was the one with Hajduk Split. That was what number of years ago, and ever since then
in Croatia,
yes. In fact, he's gone to Juve as assistant manager, then Hellas Verona, then Marseille, Lazio, then back to Juve. In every of these teams, he's not done up to 20. Okay, he's done. He's not up to 50 games. In Marseille, he had 48 games. In Hellas Verona, he had 36 games. 11 games as Lazio manager, 24 as Juve manager. Something is, negatively common here. He's not the kind of manager where you can build with, because again the results were not particularly good.
They usually bring him in to come stabilize teams when things are not looking good.
And to be honest, he's not been able to do much of those jobs.
Yeah,
that is where Tottenham Hotspur need him the most, and you've gone ahead to pick up somebody who doesn't do what you basically call him to do. But in every honesty, I feel like even how they play, there's no difference. You sack Thomas Frank for. Sometimes I watch Tottenham Hotspur under Thomas Frank. I feel like okay,
they just might be able to still get something.
Yes.
There were positives you could see.
Yes, in terms of how they play, at least
it didn't translate into result, but you just knew that if they hang in there, maybe things will get good.
But to be honest, I think I look at them now, I don't even see where the inspiration wants to come from. Dominic Solanke has come out, he's come back, and it feels as if is the eventually due. They'll get near that line. But the truth is, you also look at a situation where even the Wolverhampton Wanderers are currently picking up points against even bigger opponents. Burnley somehow want to resurrect their season at this point in time. West Ham at the same time have also started to look like okay, maybe they started to feel serious, although late, just nine games until the end of the season. But Tottenham Hotspur on the other hand seems to be like the least favorable team amongst all these guys in the relegation battle. Nottingham Forest as well. Guess what they say after playing Nottingham Forest? It means Nottingham Forest beating Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur are basically staring in the face and breathing breathing the air of relegation. So in my opinion, I think it's they've not exactly had it good. They're probably the worst hit in the Premier League with injuries, but I don't think it makes a lot of sense for you to go over and bring it, except maybe you were trying you're probably even planning to have him for the championship. Maybe you've started the long-term plan that okay, this is the kind of guy that would that can take us to the championship and bring us back in the space of a season. But to be honest, I don't see where the inspiration wants to come from. In fact, the rest of the teams below them, they have 1 point over Nottingham Forest.
Yes, they are 29. Nottingham Forest and West Ham are 28.
So it means whether we like it or not, they are the relegation title. The relegation dogfight, and I don't think it is far from happening. The other day, I think it was last weekend, we were here, and I felt okay, it should not be that bad.
The man said they are now favourites to get relegated. That's from Harry Redknapp.
Well, if there's anybody to have an opinion on Tottenham Hotspur, it's him, because he basically took Tottenham Hotspur from where they were. He gave them a little
European
bit of
football.
Yes,
yeah.
and he made everything look. A club you can invest in, and now that he's seen, I don't know. I think it's terrible, because where every other team, again from the bottom part of the league, it feels as if they started to get all the draws in, the points, the results. Tottenham are moving inversely and in a very fast pace. For me, I don't think I'll be surprised if they eventually go championship, and that's just what it looks like at this point in time. Again, they got Tudor, probably not the man, but again, you look at the number of guys they have out, very important, talented players, and I think it's made the work extra difficult for him. And of course, you've got players who have not been putting in the effort. Just a few. In fact, their last game, Pedro Porro was withdrawn, and he made a mess of the entire team. Was visibly angry, was shouting. I don't think that's the kind of energy you need at this point in time.
The captain got red carded, and he just casually strolled off.
Exactly the point.
This was the same guy who the coach was beckoning instructions at the last time in the North London derby against Arsenal, and he was just sauntering in front of the coach. He was just lackadaisical about it, and
so it's much more than just even the result at this point in time. It's the body language, the attitude. It doesn't feel as
the
if
lack of
fighting.
hunger.
Yes, they're not fighting for anything. And to be honest, I think this is the kind of situation. Maybe Leicester were just a bit worse off, but I don't think they are far apart. We probably should be saying, goodbye to the Premier League. If West Ham continue their current trajectory, I think they will be replaced by Tottenham Hotspur in the relegation fight, and it will be Tottenham to go down.
Okay. If West Ham continue in the resurgence they found of late, and then the same happens to say Nottingham Forest, Spurs might be the team to drop. Yes, Spurs might be that team to drop. And are you worried for Tottenham Hotspur? Harry Redknapp says they are now favourites to go down. Let's take your thoughts. 090-41,089, 090-44,089. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, GK the Volcano.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah.
My regards to your partner there.
Joseph, yes, he's fine. He can hear you.
Yes, this is the voice of Otto Patrick, representing the One Estate constituency.
Aha, welcome.
Yeah, the way it is going now for Tottenham, I think they need to urgently look for something to do to salvage their season. Otherwise, they will go down according to what Harry Redknapp has said. Because it's not really going well with them. I don't understand Tottenham languishing in relegation zone with all the cross of players they have. It's really baffled. I don't know. Maybe the coach or somebody needs to go to look for somebody to salvage their season. It's not going well with them at all. And they have enough players to be in the middle of the pack, not being in the bottom of the table. And please help me check Turkey. What is the score line there?
Which match in Turkey? Which match in Turkey? Don't send me to the whole of Turkey. Be specific about the game in Turkey. Don't send me to the whole of Turkey because there are games going down, and yes, we'll only touch on the ones top flight. Top flight is where we go. We don't go to Division 2 and 3 and 4. There are a lot of things happening over there. In Turkey, 86 minutes, only one game is taking place at this point in time. Başakşehir against Göztepe, and these 86 minutes, Başakşehir lead 2-1. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you. My name is Chris.
Chris, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank
Good,
you. And you?
good. I'm good.
Joe, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
I must commend you for your job. Very well done. Maybe I should keep it up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. As regards the topic, well, I think, come to think of it, though, I really can't foresee what exactly is wrong with Tottenham, because let's be candid, they have the players. I wouldn't want as much as they have loads of injuries, but I believe every player that feels midfielding week in, week out are supposed to lift the spirit. So maybe I just think it's beyond what we are seeing. Maybe I don't want to use the word. Maybe it's intentional. You understand? Because honestly, because I've thought about this thing to the front, to the back, because there's social and care.
No, but let's compare notes and share your fears. What do you think the concern is for you?
Just like I said, we are outside. We don't know what is happening internally. You understand? It might be something that maybe they.
But we can't leave it at the foot of assumption.
I know. That's what I'm saying. At this point right now, that's what, let me use the word, 95%, either from the pundits, from them, if that's what they would, it's just going to be pure assumption until somebody inwardly comes out. So, this is the problem. Because, honestly, they have the players. If all this Burnley, West Ham, whatever, they don't have the players that Tottenham have, even in as well as some are still injured. You get, so that's my own take. And though I'm an Arsenal fan, I don't wish them bad. But if they really get relegated, I don't know. It will pain me.
They would have taken 6 points from you next season. You probably will meet in the FA Cup or in the League Cup and turn that to. Yes, you probably would be. By the way, Osasuna have a red card themselves against Mallorca, so it is 1-1 red card in that game, 1 red card each for the two sides right there. So yes, that game has seen 2 red cards. Mallorca lead 2-0. They don't have a single corner kick in that game. Osasuna, they trail 2-0. They have 5 corner kicks in the game. And after 18 minutes across all the centers in the Bundesliga, it is goalless. Yes, no goals recorded just yet in the kickoff. Yes, 5 games are taking place simultaneously in the Bundesliga. Yes, and no goals recorded just yet. All games, 18 minutes on the clock. Hello.
Hello, Biju.
Good afternoon.
Abito.
Yeah, welcome.
Now your guy just over here. You.
I agree to you. Welcome.
Now everyone, Biju. Yeah, Biju. This total Muslim matter. You don't tire everybody for free. Because last season when I remember, now then we mind you, they do back and forth. Thank God, say we don't escape our own because if maybe say I will not escape our own by attacking that man. We will go to the same position like total Muslim now. But me, Biju. If this will go in the country, they're not going to pick me because they are one of the top teams who will get for England. Apart from Man U, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool, they say they like our own family. They for them to go in the country, that's big disgrace for the honor. As I tell you, very big disgrace. But total Muslim where they play Champions League and in the Championship, and big disgrace. Europa winner.
They go carry Champions League this season. God, they play Champions League from Championship. You guys. Okay.
Tottenham Hotspur are officially the worst team in terms of form.
Yes, they are.
Even Wolves don't get back-to-back wins.
Yes. Aston Villa and Liverpool, top scalps. And those are games Spurs will play, whether home or away. You can't guarantee that they will even draw that game. Again, he may have put them in a situation where you could not exactly defend him. But the last game, I think was second to the last game he was in charge, Thomas Frank. He played a 2-2 draw against Manchester City. A 2-2 draw, which you would look at and say, oh wow, what a performance. Because City were really good on the day. But there was the response that came from Spurs and it turned things around and, the guys were able to find their rhythm again. Hopefully Christian Romero will return by the next game. I think he served his 4 matches now. He'll return by the next game and we'll see what will happen. Tottenham Hotspur, if there's anything to save from this season, just let Atletico Madrid beat you and put all that effort to fight relegation and come out of that place.
He said 4 games. 4 games for Romero.
Yes, okay. From the United game to the last game they played.
yes,
4. So it's 4 now.
Be back against Liverpool.
It is now Van der Ven who will now miss 3 games. He got a straight red, so he will now miss 3 games. Dragushin, too rash, but good player. He's like he was cut off the same cloth as Danso Yes, but I don't want to. I don't honestly do not want to talk about the recruitments right now. I also feel this coach, for whatever he's trying to achieve, there's a bit of Obasabi in the whole work. I've thought about it myself. Your best enforcer and your best shield in front of the back four is Paulinho. Let him play there. That centre back role where you guys are putting him 3-man centre back is obviously not working, because the full back, the guy who plays as a wing back, in this last case Pedro Porro, pushes high up, and then Ismail Assar or somebody else takes that space, and then they have only him to beat. Then he's protecting the goal, he's also protecting that same line. It's too much work for him. I mean, he might have done well in the colours of Fulham. It is becoming clearer now why he could not nail down a particular, nail down his spot at Bayern Munich. And sometimes again, is the grass always greener on the other side? Just water your own, Jerry. Make you see where it will take you. But I think Paulinho has been a different player, a ghost of the version that left Fulham.
He started even brightly when he came to.
When he came back, yes, he started well.
And when they brought in Conor Gallagher,
scored clutch goals like twice.
Yeah, everything started to change, because Conor Gallagher also has to play, and Conor Gallagher with a whole lot of energy, within himself. I could understand the reason why sometimes he could play a withdrawn role, Paulinho. But this is a club with so many holding midfielders. More of
Bentancur has not played in a while. He's injured.
Yeah. So I think the recruitment strategy, lacks a little bit of, I don't know.
It's been all over the place,
yes,
to be honest.
They don't particularly know what kind of player. Because if you're having a Conor Gallagher, you're having the Pop Matassa, you're having Yves Bissouma, you're having a Bentancur, you're lumping everybody together, and what do you have to exchange in front of goal? You have Xavi Simons. That's about it in terms of in the middle of the park, who can make things happen. So it's a case of we're just buying players. We are buying players. There's no real direction to what you want to achieve. And I don't know if it's based on the recommendation of Thomas Frank. You're having a lot of runners only from the middle of the park, and you don't have people who could basically progress the ball, create chances. That's why you find out that when Kudus got into the team, Kudus was basically leading everything apart from scoring the goals. In terms of chances created, the assists, all the number was basically on him, because he was basically the only guy, doing all of the attack. And I think this probably, and that's why you see many times they depend on set pieces to score most of their goals. Christian Romero seems to be the savior in plenty of
himself
the games.
And Van der Ven.
That is all.
Yeah.
So this is a team that is lacking ideas even going forward. They don't score goals, and in trying to achieve so much, you see that you're forcing the players like Pap Matassa forward. You're giving them so much responsibility. So they get their own first primary responsibilities at the back. Pedro Porro is another attacking outlet, but he's pushing so high that you need somebody to cover for him, and then the back is leaking so much goals.
I've heard excuses like, oh, you've not had Kulusevski play in this team, and that he's not played for almost a year now. He's not played for almost a year now, and the moment Kudus came into the team, Brennan Johnson was looking good. I felt all this talk of, maybe of course you want to say if a Madison was still a part of the side, but Madison wasn't there. That was why they decided to go for the market for Xavi Simons in the first place. So again, you look at some of these things and you're worried about the way it is going. The man wanted, I think Morgan Gibbs-White, didn't get him, and Gibbs-White ended up signing a contract extension to remain at Nottingham Forest. Maybe, of course, they started looking at other options. Eze was the next target. They didn't get Eze. Eze moved to Arsenal, and then they settled for Xavi Simons. And again, it is difficult to look at what they have in the attack. Randall Kolomwani, Dominic Solanke, who's been out injured and came back, and then of course there's Richarlison. But yes, the goals are not exactly coming in, and it's a concern. Let's let you know that Wolfsburg have taken the lead against the Hamburger from penalty spot, 1-0. And after they scored that goal, by the way, Augsburg have a penalty which they missed against against Leipzig in that game. Hoffenheim have taken the lead against Heidenheim, 1-0 after 26 minutes Yes, it is 26 minutes on the dot right there. They have just taken the lead. Freiburg against Bayer Leverkusen is still goalless. Mainz against Stuttgart is goalless. And Leipzig against Augsburg, it is goalless after Augsburg missed a penalty that should have put them ahead. Wolfsburg lead against Hamburger 1-0. At halftime, it is Como, yes, who lead 1-0 against Cagliari. And I can tell you that Osasuna against Mallorca have pulled one back. It is 2-1 in that game right now. And that is the latest coming in from that side. 98 minutes. Başakşehir still lead 2-1 against Göztepe in the Turkish Super League. And yes, these are the results. Tottenham Hotspur are the side we're talking about at this point in time. Harry Redknapp says they are now favourites to be relegated. Your thoughts? Hello. 090-41,089, 090-44,089. Yes, it is Football Live, and let's hear from you. Good afternoon, Victor and Joseph in the studio. Yes, the PSG still exists in this year's 2025-26 season. It will be for serious revenge against Chelsea, and I stand to be corrected. Please tell Chelsea fans not to be too hopeful, though, but rather thankful if their team concede less in the matchup for next weekend. And by aggregate, Chelsea will eventually be knocked out. Yes, they'll be knocked out finally. This one is coming from Okpara City. Okay. All right. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, welcome to Football Live.
This is Adinka.
Adinka, let's hear you. Welcome.
Hello?
Yes, go on.
I would like to ask something about Tottenham discussion which people are discussing.
Go on.
Tottenham Hotspur, is he owned by private owner or how? I just want to know that.
What? You think it's the government that owns it?
No. Because what I would like to ask is that is he a one-man business or is he the Daniel Levy something? Is he only one that's controlling the club or how?
Daniel Levy.
Because I don't understand the way they run the club at all. How can you sack someone that is doing for you to go and employ Tudor or what is the guy name? This Tudor of a guy, I checked some of his game at Juventus. The guy is not really tough. He even is the one that even take Juventus to where they are now. So you people now, why can't you go for another coach in that same league? Maybe you go for a coach that has a Premier League experience. By now, this possibly would not be happening to Tottenham. Just imagine. The whole Tottenham, look at the player they have. Xabi Simon, everybody. And I don't know, maybe the injuries that have to Kulusevski that even affected them. I don't even know. Well, I don't have anything to say about them. If they can put more effort, I think for me, they will escape the relegation because they still have the quality to do that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that one on the show this afternoon. I can tell you also that from 2 goals down and 1 man down, Osasuna had made it 2-2 against Mallorca. Yes, 9 minutes were added in that game, and they made it 2-2 in a space of 6 minutes. It is 2-2 right now, 96 minutes, counting down to 97 in the game. Yes, action-packed fixture right there in the La Liga, and definitely the goals are pouring in. It's full-time. Başakşehir won against Göztepe, 1-0. Mainz thought they had the ball in the back of the net, but flag was up, and so yes, it doesn't count. But Wolfsburg lead against Hamburger 1-0, and it is goalless across all the other centres except for the Heidenheim game against Hoffenheim, where Hoffenheim, the away side, they lead by 1-0 after 30 minutes. Okay, yes, action, of course, are coming through, and we're taking your thoughts. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please, am I speaking with 889?
Yes, you're on to Brilla. Let's hear you.
Okay, this is Joe calling from Kenya.
Welcome to Football Live, Joe.
For me, I would say it would be a happy thing for me for Tottenham to go to the relegation. So that
it will be heartbreaking for you. Are you a sports fan?
Even if I'm not a sports
No, I'm just asking. I'm just asking if you
I'm really
are.
disappointed by what the honor or the head of the Tottenham or to Mourinho, and the next after Mourinho, even post to after the man win the European League. This man already had his team. It was just for him to fully apply his philosophy. But the man don't people just leave the man out. He team that beat Tottenham, beat Man City back to back.
previous season. How could you send that kind of people to? And now it's not jumping one team to another. It's just because of Frank did well very well with Bournemouth. So you got the competition.
Please do well to speak up. You're drifting away.
So that's my own.
Okay, thank you so much for your own. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon. Half an hour gone across all the centers in the Bundesliga. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Vicky. Yeah, it's first time on the line.
Welcome. Welcome. Yeah, go on. Yes, I can hear you. Go on.
Okay. Concerning about well, I feel so disheartened because for some part, I think the executive and the chairman have to take the blame. The way and manner they want to employ people to start employment. The players, I don't think employment, as a duty, then to work with him. It's about how to ask myself, what kind of team play that they are doing all this while? I cannot put my hand on anything. The worst, yes, we have injury players, but the ones that are available are enough for us to win at least 4 matches in this series. This series. So that I'm not sure that we have won 2 matches this year. I can't understand. For me, I'm still forcing the employment of this coach now. If they can do away with this coach now, I think for me, Tottenham will not be dedicated. And again, on top of it, they are going for the credit. You are seeing your sheep thinking, and you are not even worried further on how to save the sheep or thinking. You are talking about where to go. I'm not happy. I just want to let them find a way to do the coach. Now, employ any and look, there's no available. Why not go for him? This is too much. Yes, Martin Forest and the West Ham are the reason why Tottenham Hotspur is not in relegation right now. But given that this year, we are not going to be relegated, but the chairman and the people, they have to do something. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. To avoid relegation, they have to act fast. They've acted. That's why they brought on Igor Tudor. All of a sudden, he's looking as if he staged the entire season. That's because he's not been able to secure even 1 point. 1 like this, 1 point. No. 2 of those games he's lost at home. They've lost more games at home in 2 seasons than their North London rivals have lost in 8 seasons.
There even talks about him getting sacked. I'm like,
because he does not appear to be able to. I mean, if you get car mechanic, you bring mechanic, you fire your former mechanic, bring another one, they give you the same problem. You go look for who go recommend another mechanic for you. That's the problem. I mean, that's it. Unfortunately, it is what's happening right now. And if he had won, say, 1 out of 3, we would have said, okay, the other opponents were too strong. The other opponents, and then there are disciplinary issues in there. In a game where they were even leading, it was the red card that changed everything. The red card made it worse for them, and they started hauling players onto the pitch. Some guys ought to have started that didn't start. All of a sudden, you were okay. Some guys are on the mend. I particularly didn't feel there was a reason not to start Richarlison in that game. I felt it was good enough for him to have started that game. But again, I don't make the rules. Freiburg lead 1-0 against Bayer Leverkusen. It is Heidenheim 0, Hoffenheim 1. Mainz against Stuttgart is goalless. Same is the game between Leipzig and Augsburg. It is goalless. But yes, Hamburger have pulled the leveler in the game against Wolfsburg. It is 1-1. Yes, 1-1 in that game. And immediately, second half of starting the game between Cagliari and Como. In the NPFL, Wiki Tourist. It's just the early minutes in this game. They already trailed El Kanemi by 1-0 inside the first 4 minutes. El Kanemi lead 1-0. Hello, good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Someone calling.
Okay.
Tottenham, I believe the exit of Anelevy is somehow affecting them. When they had a red stamp for the season, even under ADB, their recruitment policy that time is quite different from what we are seeing now. When they had players who are ambitious, you know. These days, I don't know, they brought in Thomas Frank. You know, they were buying players who are not even that Tottenham level, because I've worked Tottenham so many years now. And the type of players I've been seeing in Tottenham, they are not the type of player I'm seeing now. So the issue now is that I don't think the new manager now is the problem, because he met the problem. He came in and he saw this problem, and he doesn't even know the angle that he will now take up to solve the problem. So for them to, they will fight relegation, that one is for sure. But they will still have to transfer in the Champions League. I don't know if they can be able to, you know, be beaten in the Champions League so that they can concentrate in that fight for the relegation, because they have top games to go in the Premier League. I don't think they will relegate, but they are trying to fight for the relegation. You know, the caliber of players here now, as I'm watching Tottenham is just like Nottingham Forest, you know, those clubs who are struggling to be in the Premier League. So I don't think there is any change with Daniel left it off. And his impact of 20 years in Tottenham, you know, is affecting the team. So policies, I don't think the current manager is the good man. The players who are here, I don't think they are even ready to fight. I watched them against Sapala, and they are not giving 100% what to do that is carry. And it's causing individual and individual errors, you know. They pick up red cards, you know, where the way is not, you know, needless red card, and at the end of the day, it will affect the team. So it's going to be a very tough fight for them to remain in the Premier League, but because if they relegate, they are going to lose resources because they have invested. Look at their stadium, and the money they have invested for so many years now is going to be a waste. So they will fight for the relegation, but they should leave the Champions League and concentrate on fighting for the relegation for them to be able to remain in the league. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for your contribution. Augsburg have taken the lead ahead of RB Leipzig. 1-0. Yes, they missed the penalty earlier. Now they have scored. Mainz have also taken the lead ahead of Stuttgart. It is 1-0 in that game. And Bayer Leverkusen have pulled level against Freiburg. 1-1. Yes, goals coming in. Action in the Bundesliga. Yes, it was the young Cameroonian Christian Kofan, who of course has scored that leveler there for Bayer Leverkusen. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
This is my brother.
Welcome.
Afternoon.
Welcome.
Okay. Let's hear you. Yes.
If you don't say third for whole education, if you get any problem, because of the God when at the time, it no go happen. God go help them. Because as they say that nothing like this I expect them to play. Because what thing what they do for me for my life is treat me well. That partner where they beat Man for Europa 1-0 for sure Man out of the tournament when Man you dey play Premier League now. That's why I know where the fuck I go help.
So that was more. You better intensify your prayers for them. Okay, you better intensify your prayers for them. You said they made you happy, Abby. Try to return the favor because that position where they are in at the moment is a tough one for them. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon and welcome.
Joseph, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
I'm Ojin Natsuki.
17 years.
Maybe help me call the name. I can't remember. The one that they fired.
Postecoglou. Ange Postecoglou.
Sorry?
Ange Postecoglou.
Yes. Even the name is Tom Swinton.
Yeah.
So
Postecoglou.
that is what happened. That was what happened. And what they would have done when Postecoglou was, was not performing, was to give him all the chances. And then give him some. That thing he inherited was not so solid. It was not so strong. There were vacuums. There were lacunas in that thing. You needed to rejuvenate that thing. You needed to build that thing. But they couldn't do that. How do you tell me that somebody could give you shit? If Manchester United could retain Amorim, who obviously was United relegated last season, then you retain him, confided on him, so that even began the next season with United. Then who is Tottenham? Who is Tottenham to begin to hire coaches like this? So I feel that they took a bad decision for firing Postecoglou and Thomas Frank. And the consequences is what they are facing now. And it could get worse before it gets right. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution as well. What could be worse than relegation? They're staring at it in the face, and it could be their new reality in a matter of months. Yes, it could be their new reality in a matter of months. Well, let's let you know that Cagliari have equalized against Como 1-1 in that game. 56 minutes on the clock. Yes, Cagliari have equalized in that game. Freiburg have gone back up against Bayer Leverkusen 2-1 in these. It's almost at half-time in that game. Heidenheim still trail Hoffenheim by 1-0. Mainz lead 1-0 against Stuttgart. And RB Leipzig trail at home 1-0. It's right there, of course, for Mainz, who have put their poor run of form behind them and are beginning to rake in points in very important games. There was a particular game they played 3-3, and you probably wouldn't give them a chance in that game, but they made it count, came back into it and made it 3-3. The results have actually been good. Against Stuttgart a couple of weeks ago, you'd say straight win for Stuttgart. Could still be that way, but of course they're on the front foot and definitely putting up a fight as far as this one is concerned. Hoffenheim, yes, they still have their goal being checked by VAR to determine if it is 2-0 in the game against Heidenheim. But I can tell you, Bayer Leverkusen are back on level terms against Freiburg. 2-2 is the scoreline right now. Yes, Gifo and Suzuki are the two guys that have scored for Freiburg in this game. Yes, Christian Kofan has scored one for Bayer Leverkusen. And yes, Alejandro Grimaldo is the man who has slotted past the goalkeeper in the game to make it 2-2 in that game right there against Freiburg. Okay, yes, Bayer Leverkusen, Freiburg, it is 2-2 in that game, and the halftime whistle should sound anytime now. We're approaching 60 minutes. Cagliari against Como. It is 1-1 the scoreline in that game. And yes, let's let you know that Hoffenheim, yes, the second goal they scored that VAR was looking at, the goal has been given It is now 2-0 for Hoffenheim in the game. Yes, Pras is the man who has netted twice. Alexander Pras. He has scored twice in this game. Yes, the Austrian, the 24-year-old forward who has scored twice in this game for the away side as they lead 2-0. Halftime, Freiburg, Bayer Leverkusen. Yes, also halftime in the game between Mainz and Stuttgart. Of course, first half of the game, teams. Yes, it's also halftime. Leipzig trail at halftime in the game against Augsburg. It is halftime right there, right now. Schlotterbeck, of course, missed a penalty. Yes, Augsburg, for Augsburg. But I can tell you that, yes, Feldhauer, Feldhauer is the man who has put them in front in this game against Leipzig. Leipzig, well, it is looking a very tough fixture for them, in all honesty. The stats do not exactly favor them 100% as well. There's halftime in that game right now as well. So yes, we'll bring you further details of that. Aris against Atromitos. Aris missed a penalty. They probably should have been 1-0 up already in that game. Yes, they missed a penalty against Atromitos. And yes, action, of course, happening as far as these games are concerned. In Belgium, Louvain against Westerlo. Westerlo lead 1-0 right there. Yes, 1-0 in the game against Louvain. Yes, it is 1-0. FK Sarajevo are one man down, but they lead 2-0 against Priedo. And I can tell you that Slogan Meridian, yes, they trail 1-0 against Zaleshnika in another fixture. Hello.
Mr. President, good evening.
Good afternoon, welcome.
Joseph, good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. President, I hope you can hear me well.
Yes, go on.
Okay, Mr. President, this is Zainab on the line.
Okay.
Happy Saturday.
Wishing you the same.
So, for this Tottenham, Mr. President, I was having pity on them before, but now, because there is one of their pundits that normally, Jamie O'Hara, he talks too much about us. So me, I want them to go to the relegation. They should just go and let us resist. I don't think they will escape it. So let them just go to relegation. And so with that, every other people can rest. Thank you.
Okay. I can see where yours is coming from. Purely sentimental. And you want to get back at Jamie O'Hara. It would have been nice if it was a Spurs fan in Nigeria who's putting pepper in your eyes or just trying to troll you and you want to clap back at them. I mean, I have a friend who has a soft spot for Tottenham Hotspur, even though he's a United fan. Well, in the course of our conversation one day, I asked him if these two teams play, who do you usually support? He said United, of course. I said, guy, you don't have any soft spot for Spurs. Yes, he just use that one, the mask. Say, I'm a Spurs fan. I'm also I'm a diehard United fan, but I'm a Spurs fan. I say, oh God, don't they confuse us? Don't they confuse us? Which are you be diehard and then you be Spurs again? For inside one league, bros. Come on, yeah. Hello. Hello. Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Football Live. Okay. Hello, good afternoon. Okay. Yes, of course, talk about Tottenham Hotspur. Harry Redknapp says he is concerned. He is worried that this could be a thing. As he said in his words, they are now favourites to be relegated from the top flight. Uncle Harry. Favourites? Says they are now favourites to be relegated from the top flight. And I'm sure by that he means the likes of Nottingham Forest and West Ham can be given a fighting chance. But Spurs, unless they give themselves a fighting chance from the next game, on the evidence of the last 3 games that they have played. Yeah, they are playing Liverpool next. Anfield. 12 points gone. 12 points. Make it 12 points. Make it 12 points because Igor Tudor, I'm not sure what he's going to do differently. But make it 12 points. Even though we try to say, a lot of times we say football is football can be different, this one can happen, this one can change. Bro, if we first things first judge you on the evidence of your current form before we look at what you do on match day, we will first things first analyze what you have done in your current form. Whether by accident or design you spring up a surprise on the day, I mean, if you go on to beat Liverpool, people will clearly say it is upset. Yes, that's the word they will use for you. It is what happens when the underdog pulls off something against the favorite team or the team favored to win the game, and then they go on to lose it. That's why you hear terms like upset. Oh, but these Spurs going into this game and these Liverpool who are looking for European places, they go red. Oh, in fact, I dare say City, who are going to West Ham United, they better be at their best too. They better be at their best. City, who are going to West Ham United, they better be at their best. Yeah, that's a potential banana skin. City will have to be at their best, and if they are at their best, then they will turn it in their favor, and it will look good for them. But if not, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you fail to win that match, and then Arsenal wins, and then I think it will start drifting away, and mentally it will start hitting the players that guy, they go again. Because it will take a lot for these guys to now lose this number of matches, and then for it to now favor us, for us to now get back in the conversation. It looks like it is a time to finish strong. I dare say that if City did not sign Semenyo and Guehi by now, that team don't finish. Semenyo has scored more goals than the entire City forward line put together since he joined Manchester City. He has scored more goals for them since he joined. About 7 with 2 assists. That's 9. 9 goal contribution, more than the entire City team put together since he joined. Yes, I think the last time he scored was the Liverpool game.
Yes, and that actually came from
the penalty spot.
Yes.
And
then Cheki drops in form.
In the game they played against Newcastle, it was O'Reilly. Nico O'Reilly who netted a brace.
Yes.
Mm.
Boy. Well, anyway, I think there's still something in there somewhere. But I'm not sure I would bank on City too. And that would actually even depend on Arsenal getting points for themselves, because sometimes they could overcomplicate the
things for themselves as well. Yeah.
But I think, so in my honest opinion, I don't think Man City are even in this time to rest any longer. I think they'll just try to stretch it, but that's the best they can possibly do. In my opinion, anyway. Subject to change and
whatever happens in the future.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. 090401889, 090404489. Yes, of course. We're talking Spurs at this point in time. Harry Redknapp has expressed his concern about what the future holds for his side. Yes, a side he used to manage, a former side. And he says he's worried for them. In his words, they are now favourites to be relegated. And he thinks that could happen. And they better find a solution to it. Again, in some section of the English media, people have criticized Spurs, saying that Harry Redknapp should have been considered for the job. Oh, people like him should have been considered for the job. Coaches who can get them out of that difficult place where they are and fire them up. So many things have actually been said. And, there's the concern for Spurs is a valid one, in all honesty. And I think we could see things happen. Now, Paul Scholes has aimed a dig at caretaker manager Michael Carrick after Man United suffered a Premier League defeat to Newcastle United. Carrick endured his first defeat since returning to Old Trafford as a side were beaten 2-1 at St James's Park. Newcastle looked set for a difficult evening when Jacob Ramsey was sent off in the first half, leaving the host with 10 men. And despite the setback, the home side managed to take the lead when Anthony Gordon converted a penalty. Yes, from the penalty spot. United responded quickly and were level before half-time, with Casemiro heading home the equalizer on the stroke of the interval. The Red Devils have been unbeaten since Carrick returned and replaced Ruben Amorim in January, and we're expected to take the numerical advantage on count. Yes, make the numerical advantage a count in the game. in the second half especially. However, they struggled to break down a determined Newcastle side, and substitute William Osula produced a brilliant curling finish to secure a dramatic 2-1 victory for the 10-man host. Carrick has received a significant backing from pundits and a large section of United supporters, with many calling for him to be given the job permanently following his positive impact since taking charge. However, Man United legend Paul Scholes has expressed reservations about his teammates being appointed full-time. Do you share many months to have a minute in the sun or his day in the sun to express these concerns about a man who's won 6 games, who's drawn 1, and he's lost his very first game for Man United, raking in about 19 points or so, and you are waiting for your very first game to express this feeling? It doesn't sit well with me, and I think it's an unfair assessment of the work Carrick has done to lift spirits at United.
To be honest, I think it was targeted. I just feel like you needed to understand where Carrick comes in. First of all, you put a little bit of stability in Manchester United, get the win. That was the job. I'm not sure it was there on the basis of, okay, you want to get everything tactically right, for them to build maybe a sustainable kind of football, and then maybe results will start coming in later. I mean, if that was the idea, then it made no sense why Ruben Amorim was sacked. Or maybe it would have made a lot of sense for you to say, okay, at the end of the season, you get a coach who take on, because it's not an easy job to start a whole process all over again, and to start saying, okay, we want a sustainable way of playing football that will last us 10 games, 20 games. We can play football with our eyes closed, and then you continue to repeat the process until it gets to a perfection where you say, okay, Arteta like Pep Guardiola like, because they are the most stable guys in the Premier League at this point in time. So I think that is what Scholes did not recognize. Yes, Man United have not particularly been very impressive on the basis of performance in 2-3 games now back to back, and maybe you could tell that, okay, the loss was coming. But to now particularly wait until this moment to say, oh, I tell you now, it's almost as if there's you've been hurt before. Maybe the man don't do you strongly before, and
you just want to get back at him now.
Yes, it makes up. It's even more awkward. For me, it was sentimentally, for sentimental reasons, that this guy was. You share the dressing rooms, and there's something. Yeah, maybe in times past, people have criticized Paul Scholes and some of the other. The name I won't call them don't stick to my head too much. I've tried not to call it the class of '92. I don't almost forget what they call them for you. But the class of '92.
Maybe because he wasn't part of that, he's still considered as an outsider.
Yeah.
Because he came from Spurs.
Yeah, because the guy who was there before, the Gunnar Solskjaer, but he got good reviews from these guys. Even when it was evident that the was shit.
But now you have an Englishman there, you should back him.
You should back him naturally. So I think that's why I think it's so awkward to have he had to delete it, obviously. I think maybe some calls must have been made to him.
I heard things Patrice Evra had to say about him that you of all people, you of all people.
I think it was childish. It was just a case. I don't know. Probably was having a drink and some banter with his friend, and then somehow made it out. It was terrible.
His criticism's fair. Yes, of course. We're looking at what Scholes have had to say about Michael Carrick. It took only 1 loss for this to have been the case. I mean, maybe if he had lost 4 out of the 8 he had played before now, we might be raising questions. Because at this point in time, I think the question that should be validly raised is if he's done enough to secure the job permanently, and not, oh, come on, it's Michael, we know this was going to happen. Really? Are you seriously? Hello.
Hello, Vicky.
Good afternoon.
Vicky, I hear you. Just
welcome.
I hear you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I have you one, Vicky.
All right.
You don't talk what you touch my heart. See, man are there for schools. You know, high, may respect himself. I beg, make him respect himself. Because it's when they do for that pundit, we don't understand what they do there. He's a legend as a player, we respect and make you don't respect him for legend. Maybe who play football no out of coach. Why in there for pundit beat you? Why he no give a man your job? The one when you go coach for where you coach, you don't do too much. They sack him. He come again, he go coach another one again. You don't do one match, you don't win. They sack him. So now if you sit down the talk, make him respect in your no face. And they tell him become any like a kind of we long like that. Let him lose only one match. For how many can win play? So man, you not go lose again. You know go support the people that they get beat before that. You know go support the man. At least let him lose. You did top 3. You dey look Man City. We won't high. What did they do for the man? What did man you go do man? You go see man you later no go rest. What did they coach kill themselves before they go say coach the bush? Make it respect for who say but they have been no face. Make it remain the kind.
Oh yeah, take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Don't call him names now. You can disagree with him and yes, some of us don't know how to disagree. Please. You can disagree with him and don't hit below the belt. Don't call names, please. Don't insult. Let's just leave it within the corridors of football. But yes, Como have taken the lead once again. What a beauty! What a beauty from the captain. And yes, he was able to stretch the goalkeeper to find the back of the net. It is 2-1, 78 minutes on the clock. Groningen have taken the lead against Ajax inside the first 5 minutes of that game. It is 1-0 right there. And yes, Como are back in front in the game against Cagliari. 2-1, 78 minutes right there. Let's see what this win could possibly do for Como, because despite the little resources that they have, this is a top 5 place for them. I know they play the game more than Roma, but they are on same points. They are still behind Roma on goals difference. Not really goal difference as such. They've scored more goals than Roma. They scored more goals than Roma as far as the season is concerned. So let's see. 51 points. They've moved into a top 5. They are top 5 now. They are ahead of Juve. Juve will have to win today to go 50 points. Even if they go 50 points, they will still be 1 point behind Como if it ends this way. Okay. Atalanta themselves, they are 45 points. They know they take on Udinese much later today. Udinese are 10th, Atalanta are 7th, and let's see what will happen in those fixtures. But a beauty right there for Como to take the lead once again. Yes, to retake the lead once again in this game. Yes, is one that they have been able to do correctly. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome. Yes, welcome.
Joseph, inclusive. Tropicana.
Go on.
I want to jump quickly on them for schools.
All right.
Francis against Michael. You see, one of the reasons I do not fancy ex-English footballers, especially those from United descent, is this. You know, they open that I'm a United fan, don't forget that. I'm a bona fide United fan. These people open their mouth as wide as much possible. And say the worst, the strangest things on earth, so that if you begin to consider those things, you comprehend them, you will become more confused. Like, how do you tell me? You said that he's not the best man for the job. What is he? What is for him to get the job? He's a man who garnered a total of 19 points from available, I think, 24 points. He only dropped 4 points out of maximum 25. He should have gotten from, I think, 8 matches he has played. So how do you consider excellence? I mean, this results in next to perfect or perfection. And I'll tell you now that he's not right for the job. A man who, this man I just mentioned, was able to brush aside the Manchester City side of this world, because it wasn't as if he played at these clubs. Beating Arsenal at home for the first time in 2023. Was it 2003? United beat them last at home. I think it's more than that. And I'm telling you that he's still not qualified for the job. This is a man who inherited a club that was in crisis. Under the Amorim, you cannot even tell the next result of Manchester United. Any club can beat United, including Wolves, Burnley and etc. He inherited this side and then turned things around overnight, winning games, not just winning. United were dominating possessions against bigger teams. You could see that anxiousness from players. Kobe Mano, who Amorim told us that he cannot be paired with the other midfielders. This man was able to integrate him properly into that squad, and he was globally like million stars. So what else do you tell me that you need to do for him to qualify? Somebody is telling me that he's not. My goodness, this thing is even. There are things that we need to share that the concept of because it sounds like a scorpion sting in the ears most times. Such as the thing that postcodes are saying. And I hope, inshallah, and I hope we will not attract further blast for United fans. I think that comment is wrong. Michael Carrick, whether he likes it or not, has revived United. And all he needs now is all the support from the hierarchy. Give him the money in the summer, let him go to the market and recruit better players. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you for that one. Let's let you know that Leverkusen are in front for the first time in this game. Yes, it is 3-2 against Freiburg right there. And Hoffenheim have made it 3-0 against Heidenheim in another game right there in the Bundesliga. Okay, yes, it is raining goals right now in that place. And I can tell you that what is happening in that center. Let's, of course, go to the La Liga, where the game between Levante and Girona is still on, and no goals recorded just yet between the two sides. Dundee FC lead against Motherwell 1-0. Yes, of course, in the Liga Portugal, Adversa against AFS, I beg your pardon, no goals recorded. Yes, Moreirense against Nacional. It is 11 minutes in that game, and there's been no goal so far. Sports Radio, of course, we're still talking Scholes and his thoughts on Carrick. Hello. Ooh, okay, keep it simple and keep it coming. Alashkert in Armenia lead 1-0 against Arat Armenia. And of course, Isloch in the Belarusian Cup against Dynamo Minsk. No goals yet after 11 minutes. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, my brother.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome.
Just to my delegation, I've agreed to. My name is Odi Efosa, also known as my personal person Kobioko. But if you call me Mayu Destroyer, all I have, I will give it to you. So, for me, you see this garlic, that garlic, when the Mayu coach, that coach never see something. These one where, what do they call her? Newcastle, one matter, professor, come win at 2-1. If I want to put that this flag way for hardcore, now make sure Jacob, now you see. He knows Sabi coach at all. You see that man? People never even know his pattern to play. When they know his pattern, now you see this man no lose 3 straight match. This time around, when Newcastle take one matter, Peter left of it now. You go there. For me, that coach not because when people coach talk now, confirm me talk. Man, you never hear their coach. Coach one man you go get now. Coach will get experience. Not be coach when the overall Korogo according to Agbo people. So not be that kind of coach value you need. This coach when you see where they take one of my hand, they see a brother. See my presentation. You know when this is too much. Newcastle when I go beat them at the way for Champions League, that they beat man with one man down. Let them come on one man from Newcastle. Whether Barcelona go no go play the 30-0. I'm telling you the truth. They don't go do. For me, man, you don't move PE. Man, you are PE. I'm telling you, they don't get coach at all. This coach now just so something they carry in the bottle they throw for back. They go nursery school, not people secondary higher institution. Nursery school coach now the big one. 11 years
By the way, you get a chance to play against Newcastle again. So let's see if Eddie Howe will change things a little, or if they will just stay the same. "88 minutes. FK Sarajevo still lead 2-1 against Prijedor. And Sloga against Zaleshnika. Yes, it is now 89 minutes. Zaleshnika still lead by 1-0. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon. This
Yes.
is Charles. I'm calling from.
Okay, Charles. All right, Charles, let's hear you.
Sorry, can you hear me right?
Yes, I can.
All right. So I want to take it from a different perspective, and I'm wondering what's wrong with people criticizing. What's wrong in playing the devil's advocate? And this is coming from Posco, which is our legend. But to be honest, who else could they have come from? We've seen Carey gone on a roller coaster, right? It has always been one-way traffic. We have not played different scenarios. So he has been on the winning streak for about 7 games or 8 games thereabout, having not lost anyone except this one in Newcastle. But a different scenario came where we were where the opponent was 1 man down. And we had time. Yet we couldn't recover. We lost the game. That's just a different scenario altogether. So football brings different things altogether, different occasions, different scenarios, no two circumstances are the same. So that somebody is coming out of Posco is going to have to say, I don't think that he's. I mean, we're talking about Man U here. They're not a feeder team. This is Manchester United. It's true that we've gone for some reasons. Maybe we went.
Plymouth are back against Doncaster, 1-1 also. 1-1 the game between Blackpool and Wigan. Bolton Wanderers, they trail 2-0. And Barnsley lead 2-0 against Exeter. It's half-time. Louvain against Westerlo. Westerlo lead 1-0. In Czechia, 2 red cards in the game between Bohemians and Liberec, 1 for each side. 92 minutes, it is goalless. Slovakia against Mladá Boleslav, it is 2-2, 94 minutes. Teplice against Dukla Prague, 90 minutes, goalless. It's almost half-time. Coventry have had a man sent off. They have just made it 2-0. Coventry, they are 1 man down, but they are 2 goals up. Sakamoto scored the first one, and it was Latibude who, of course, got sent off in the game. But now they made it 2-0 against Bristol City. Further consolidating on top of the table, it is Haji Wright who has doubled the lead for Frank Lampard's team in that game. Yes, where they lead by 2-0. It is almost half-time. 5 minutes were added, and there's 5 minutes clocked already. Nigeria's Frank Onyeka is amongst the substitutes in this game. I suspect that now that they are 1 man down, the Nigerian will be introduced. Let's take more contributions. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, welcome. Okay.
Yeah, Joseph, I greet you.
I greet you. Welcome.
This is the first effort to Post Patrick,
Aha.
representing the one estate constituency.
Okay, let's hear you now.
You see, in my own angle, I would not want to go with the last caller because when you say you're looking at angle there is no giving you results. All the coaches before the Michael Carey were they giving you results, whether a man down or 2 man down or no man down, were they getting results? And so they brought a man now that is giving you results. In 8 games, he has won 6, draw 1, and lose 1. And you're saying you're looking at another angle. Which angle are you looking at? Don't mind Fosco. Fosco is just being jealous of Carey. Let him leave a pundit and go and coach and see how it is easy to be a coach. How many England as a legend are going to coach and get it right? How many of them? Are they not sacking one from one club to another? Don't mind them. They are just being jealous of Carey. To me, I will tell Mayu board, I will invite them to let him have the job. Now he's giving the boys hope and the boys are giving the joy. And they are returning it back to him. You can see Kobe Meno now is playing a good football compared to under Amorim. So somebody is coming and saying you're looking at other angle. Angle that is not giving you results before now. The Madons have you, if they like, make them start Carey, they will go back to square one. Their matter will be like Tottenham if they start Carey. So they better let him have the job. Have a wonderful demonstration.
All right. Thank you so much. Now, funny how things can change in life and you become a reference point for bad decision. It used to be, I think before the last couple of weeks, it was Nottingham Forest and West Ham that were using as a reference for bad decision. You fired Moyes and you fired Nuno, and this is where you are. All of a sudden, it is now Tottenham who also fired.
The attitude of relegation battlers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where the thing comes from, but sometimes when you make decisions and you want to make it sound as if you've arrived because you still have to be careful. I mean, I think Nottingham Forest have spent a lot of money. They've done their recruitments. Maybe they got carried away with that time of the season when they were in the top half of the table and they were rubbing shoulders with those guys. It's like the owners of Sunderland will feel now to say that Reggie Lebris has done a bad job despite mathematically keeping them in the league. They will now say it doesn't matter. As long as you were at some point you were top 5 in the league, you should still be maintaining the same place. I think there's ambition which can be very clearly communicated, and there can be you getting on your high horse and thinking to yourself that I have come of age and I deserve it. Especially when you don't take into cognizance that 2 seasons before then you battled relegation in back-to-back seasons, and then because you were at some point high up there, you are now thinking to yourself that we have done the job, there's no way we should not be finishing in European places. You fired Nuno, and since you fired Nuno, you've gone to Ange, you've gone to Sean Dyche, and you are with Vitor Pereira now. In fact, Pereira had to tell them in clear terms, I'm not taking any job that will make me work till the end of the season. No, I will take a job you are offering me that will make me sign at least 2 years. And they debated that, and I guess they reached a conclusion, and the man took the job, and right now he's looking to take them out of that place. He had a good game against Manchester City. Maybe if it was a game they played at home, they probably would have given City a bloody nose, but good one for them irrespective of what they have been able to do. It's half-time in the Coventry game, 2-0. They lead on the road. They are 1-1 down also. Teplice is full-time against Dukla Prague. Bohemians, it is full-time also against Liberec. Both games goalless. Gorica against Slaven Bolipo. Yes, 2-2 it ended in that game right there. Interesting fixtures all over the place, and yes, of course, we're about to swing in further into the big games, and I can tell you for certain that we've got you covered. Wherever you are, this is Football Live, and yes, there's going to be an extension of the conversation when our market gets started, okay? But yes, before then, we can squeeze in one more call as we wrap things up on Football Live. In the Bundesliga, Freiburg 2, Bayer Leverkusen 3, Heidenheim 1, Hoffenheim 3, Mainz 1, Stuttgart 0, RB Leipzig 0, Augsburg 1. And I can tell you that it is Wolfsburg who trail against the Hamburger by 2-1. Yes, they trail. They scored first, but they've conceded twice in that game right now. 64 minutes decided in at least 64 minutes decided across all the centers. Some started before some. So the Fathers is like 69 minutes right now. Mainz lead 1-0 against the Stuttgart right there. Some are 66 minutes, some are 65, some are 65, and then 68. So yes, that's what is happening across League One. It's half-time across all the centers in League One. And at full time, Como have picked up all 3 points against Cagliari on the road. 2-1 as they march further into it, looking to secure their spot. Maybe to play European football next season. I think that is the target for them. If they fall below 5th or around 5th, they should get a Europa League. And Cesc Fabregas, my word, I saw this guy's debut. Now he's a coach. Okay, let's go elsewhere. At halftime, Dundee FC lead against Motherwell 1-0. Moreirense against Nacional is goalless, 25 minutes. Vesa against AFS is goalless. It's goalless, 27 minutes. Wiki Torres against Academy Warriors is goalless. It's 1-1, I beg your pardon, at halftime. And Gron against 2 lead against Ajax 1-0, 26 minutes on the clock in that game right now. So much for all that we're bringing your way on the show today.